guess just first of all, how are you feeling after that? I know you got pulled a little early with the knee. How's it feeling?
It's feeling okay. It's feeling okay. It's not nothing like it was the first time. It's just kind of I started getting aggravated again, and I just don't want it to turn anything worse and have to miss another start. Let's hope not. But overall, like I feel like we started to get into the rhythm, and I think I found some tempo there.
You walked a couple of batters in the first inning, but then after that, you were really dialed in. Did anything change that you kind of point to that was the turning point there?
There were some things mechanically that I kind of had to adjust. I think I started to kind of find like my center of gravity, I guess, out there. I was pulling off really early in the first inning, and it created some glove side misses. But I thought we did a good job of, not making an adjustment too late, I guess, and forcing them to hit the ball. So, our defense was really tough. Um, we battled hard, and it's a shame. I really wanted to go 5 or 6, but I know I'll get there.
I mean, when you've been on the mound, you've been really good lately. How are you balancing this? Like, the performance has been good, but then there have also just these sort of recurring injury issues this year. How are you balancing all this?
Just trying to stay positive because I think I don't know. It can be so easily to think negative about when you feel something like that happening again, and you don't want to miss any more baseball. It can kind of make you spiral downwards if you let it. But I'm just trying to stay positive overall and just focus on the good things. Like we thought we had a really good mix of pitches today, and I think it's gonna be a good thing for the rest of the year. So I'm just trying to build off of that.
Thanks, Ben.
First of all, how is John Gray feeling after today?
We'll see. I mean, he was obviously something there at the end on that bunt. Kind of didn't feel right. So clearly at that point we weren't going to let him go anymore. He was probably around the pitch count anyways, so it was getting close. But I was hoping he could push through the rest of that inning. He was pitching so well up to that point. So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. If he comes in sore tomorrow, it might be something where we have to give him some time. But hopefully it doesn't, and he feels okay enough to maybe make the next start. He gets an extra day going into his next start, so he's got 5 days of rest instead of 4. But what we won't know until tomorrow.
After that first inning, he walked a couple and then he buckled down after that. What'd you see from him in those first few innings?
Yeah, no, you can see when he gets dialed in, he's they have some pretty good hitters in that lineup, and he made him look pretty silly. Just his stuff's got a ton of movement. His slider was nasty. You could tell early on he just didn't have the feel for it. He's bouncing a lot of balls, leaving balls arm side a little bit. But once he got dialed in, it was pretty special. So we keep seeing glimpses of it. Would like to get him kind of just healthy and on a good routine and every 5 days and be our ace because he showed ace stuff today.
Offensively, obviously, Nestor's a great pitcher on the other side, but what was it about him today that gave you guys so much trouble?
Yeah, he gave us fits, man. He executes. I think that's the biggest thing. His ball has a lot of life to it. You look up at the radar gun and you see these guys that throw 99 and 100, and he's throwing 90, and you're like, why aren't we hitting this guy? His 90 looks 96. Like it's got a lot of life to it. It's got a lot of vertical to it, and the cutter is hard to pick up. You can see a lot of our right-handed hitters were having a hard time, laying off of it. But overall, I think he's just a good pitcher. He's got a ton of confidence right now. He's been pitching really well, and our guys couldn't really find an answer for him. We helped him out a little bit. I think chasing with some balls inside, and we could have been a little bit more disciplined. But like I said, hats off to him. He did good.
Offensively, it seems like the last week you guys have been struggling to kind of just string hits together. What are you seeing from your team right now?
Yeah, I just think it's just the consistency. I mean, you hit it on the head right there. It's just, one at bat to the next. It's like we have one good at bat, and then the next guy doesn't execute. One good at bat, next guy doesn't execute. So it's like we got to get to where every single guy in the lineup, it is a true 9-on-1. Right now it's just not, and we're a little bit in between sometimes. We all got to kind of get on the same page because we got some good hitters in our lineup, and I know we're going to hit. But games like today hurt because if you just hit a little bit, or this series, to be honest with you, if we just hit a little bit, Yankees got good pitching. But we could have won all 3 games. We only come away with 1, so this one hurts definitely.
On that Rizzo double, I foolishly watched the track of the ball and then at the last minute looked down. Where were you guys positioned on that one? It seemed like it was in the air quite a while.
Yeah, it was in there. It was in the air quite a while. I know we were just looking up at Eli. Eli was a little bit in right center. And obviously Bees does a great job with our outfielders and positioning wise. So Solak looked like he was a little bit, oppo. So there was obviously some space out there. The ball was in the air a long time, but he split it perfectly. Honestly, he was just like right in the right spot. Whether we were in the right spot or not, position wise, like it literally split the gap. Unfortunately.
Brock Berg, we've talked about him so much this season, but he came into a pretty big spot when John Gray going out and then striking out Rizzo and Judge there in that big situation.
No, it was great. It was a bold strategy walking LeMay to get to one of the best hitters in baseball. But credit to Berkey. I mean, he's been doing that all year. Doesn't get rattled by the situation. In Yankee Stadium, Judge hitting, bases loaded, 1 out, 3-2 count, executes a pitch, and then does a really good job with Rizzo. At that point, I thought it was kind of on our side. Obviously, they had their best guys up there, and we were able to kind of get through them. But at the end of the day, we were 1 short.